So, you think you're crushing it with your James Bond charm, flashing that confident smile, dropping a few witty lines, and assuming that's enough to keep her interested. But suddenly, poof, respect evaporates faster than your gym motivation on a Monday morning. What happened? Did you misplace your cologne? Or is it something deeper lurking beneath the surface, quietly sabotaging your efforts? Strap in, because we're diving into the 7 attitudes that don't just make women lose interest, they make them lose respect. And trust us, respect is harder to win back than your favorite childhood toy at a yard sale. Number 1. The chronic complainer. Let's get this out of the way. Nobody likes a whiner. Yes, the world is unfair. Yes, traffic is a nightmare. Yes, your boss is impossible sometimes. But if every conversation with you sounds like a dramatic reading of your personal grievances, you're not just draining the energy from the room, you're sending respect packing. Research from the University of Denver highlights that negativity is sticky. It latches onto social perceptions like gum to your shoe. When you constantly complain, you project powerlessness. You come across as someone who's always waiting for the other shoe to drop, instead of someone who's in control. The fix? Ditch the victim cape and slip into the armor of accountability. Instead of focusing on what's wrong, focus on what you can do to improve. Practice gratitude. Find solutions, not just problems. Remember, life's not happening to you, it's happening with you. Women respect men who face adversity with resilience, not those who wallow in self-pity. When you take responsibility, you show strength, an attractive trait that commands respect. Number 2, the yes man. You think saying yes to everything makes you likable? Think again. Agreeing with every opinion, plan, or suggestion might seem polite, but it whispers one thing: I have the backbone of a jellyfish. A study in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships shows that people who never assert themselves are perceived as less trustworthy and less attractive. Why? Because boundaries signal self-respect. And if you can't respect yourself, why should she? Women respect men who have opinions, who stand firm on their values, and who aren't afraid to say no when necessary. It's about balance, being flexible without being a pushover. Watch how quickly admiration dissolves when you refuse to stand your ground. A little no goes a long way. It's like seasoning your personality with confidence. Next time she suggests a weekend plan you're not into, politely decline with a reason, not an excuse. It's not about rejection. It's about respect, your own and hers. Number 3, the insecure peacocker. Peacocks look great if you're a bird. But when men start bragging, exaggerating, or trying to one-up every story, it doesn't scream confidence. It screams insecurity. The Harvard Business Review notes that overcompensating is a neon sign blinking, I'm not enough. Women respect confidence rooted in humility, not in relentless self-promotion. Instead of flexing your supposed genius IQ or that time you almost met a celebrity at the airport, try a little vulnerability. Share a genuine struggle or mistake and how you learned from it. Authenticity is magnetic. Bragging, meanwhile, is the conversational equivalent of spinach in your teeth, awkward, noticeable, and distracting. Confidence isn't about showing off. It's about being comfortable in your own skin, imperfections and all. Number 4, the approval addict. If your self-worth is measured by how quickly you can get a good job, or "that's so amazing" from others, you're in dangerous territory. Chasing approval places your value in someone else's hands. And guess what? That's a surefire way to lose respect. Women are biologically wired, thanks to evolutionary psychology, to admire men who are internally validated. Translation: if you constantly fish for compliments, validation, or reassurance, you're offering up your confidence like a clearance sale. Respect follows those who give themselves a gold star before anyone else does. Cultivate an internal sense of achievement. Set goals, celebrate small wins, and believe in your own worth. When you stop seeking external validation, you become more attractive, more genuine, and ultimately, more respected. Number 5. The control freak. Ever met a guy who needs to micromanage the dinner order, the playlist, and even how you pronounce croissant? Yikes. Being decisive is great, being domineering is not. The American Psychological Association reports that controlling behavior is interpreted as insecurity, not leadership. Women lose respect for men who try to orchestrate every detail because it signals a lack of trust. And trust is the bedrock of respect. If you can't let her pick the movie, how will she trust you with bigger decisions? Loosen that grip. Respect is a two-way street. Give her space to express herself. Show confidence by delegating, trusting her choices, and demonstrating that you're comfortable with some unpredictability. Trust isn't about control, it's about mutual respect and confidence. Number 6. The emotional black hole. Emotions are wonderful. Bottling them up and becoming a mysterious vault of "I'm fine" is not. But there's a flip side. Unleashing every raw, unfiltered feeling without boundaries creates drama, not connection. Research from Stanford University shows that emotional volatility sparks anxiety, not admiration. If your mood swings harder than a 90s boy band choreography, respect will moonwalk right out the door. True strength lies in emotional regulation, not emotional suppression or eruptions. Want to be respected? Master the art of balance. Feel your feelings, but don't let them drive the bus. Practice mindfulness, breathe through stress, and communicate your emotions clearly and calmly. Women appreciate a man who's in control of his emotional landscape rather than being driven by every gust of feeling. Number 7. The know-it-all. Trivia night champion. Fantastic. But if you insist on correcting everyone's grammar, fact-checking anecdotes, or turning every conversation into a TED Talk, that's a respect repellent. Studies in Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin reveal that people who dominate conversations with unsolicited expertise are perceived as arrogant and dismissive. Women respect men who listen more than they speak, show genuine curiosity, ask questions about her opinions, listen actively, and refrain from turning every moment into an opportunity to showcase your knowledge. Remember, the goal isn't to prove how much you know, but to foster mutual understanding and connection. Now, if any of these attitudes sound a little too familiar, don't panic. This isn't a final verdict, it's a wake-up call. Psychology confirms that change is possible, and self-awareness is the first step. Why should you keep watching? Because respect isn't just about impressing women, it's about leveling up every aspect of your life. Imagine walking into a room and commanding attention, not with bravado, but with presence. Picture relationships rooted in mutual admiration, trust, and authenticity rather than power games or posturing. Imagine being the guy everyone, not just women, genuinely respects. Friends, colleagues, and even strangers. Respect isn't about dominance. It's about integrity, confidence, and authenticity. It's about showing up as your best self consistently, not just when it's convenient. Curious about the science behind attitude shifts? Wondering how to flip these respect killers into respect magnets? Stay tuned, because we're breaking down the actionable hacks that psychology says actually work. Think of this as a cheat code for real-world charisma. Spoiler alert, it's less about what you say and more about how you show up. Let's recap with a twist. If you want to be the guy who's remembered, admired, and respected, steer clear of these 7 attitudes like you would a suspiciously empty public restroom. Be the solution, not the problem. Set boundaries, but don't build walls. Show confidence, not arrogance. Seek validation from within, not from the crowd. Allow space for others to shine. Regulate your emotions like a boss, not a ticking time bomb. And, for the love of all things social, let someone else finish their story. Ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly command respect, while others struggle even when they check all the nice guy boxes? It boils down to authenticity and self-respect. When you respect yourself, others follow suit. It's contagious, like laughter in a quiet room or the yawn you can't suppress at a boring meeting. Remember, every attitude you choose is a message, a signal, a ripple through your relationships. Women, friends, colleagues, they're all picking up on these signals, consciously or not. You can't fake respect, but you can build it brick by brick with the right mindset and a dash of self-reflection. So, which attitude are you ready to swap out today? The chronic complainer, the approval addict, or maybe, just maybe, that know-it-all lurking in your DMs? The choice is yours. Psychology just handed you the playbook. What you do with it, that's where your story gets interesting.